Seems like Carrie's having some audio issues. Carrie, can you hear us? Seems like you can hear us, but we cannot.
So maybe he'll be back in a minute.
Hopefully.
Yeah. So this one kind of, I kept getting confused with the last week's stuff.
Yes, it seems like it is the opposite.
Yeah. The factors didn't come across very clear.
Are you guys able to hear me now?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, perfect.
I'm good.
Okay. Yes, and we have a new applet. We have a new spreadsheet to go through.
Where did you find the new applet? Because I don't recall seeing that. Did I overlook that?
I just used it as part of the reading.
Yeah, because I had a hard time too. Right under the number 2, there's a part that says "click here to explore how to shape" or something like that. And when you click that, then it opens up that applet.
Correct.
That was under step 2. Is that what you're telling me?
Correct. Yes.
Because what I saw in step 2 was the baby boom.
Or no, above that, like right towards the beginning, it has a 1, lesson outcomes, and 2, what if we don't know. And then just right above those pictures of the 3 different applets, there's a little link that says "click here."
Yeah.
I completely missed that. Okay.
I did too until just a few minutes ago, actually. So.
Yeah, I was sitting here scratching my head like you wouldn't believe. So
yeah.
that's worth knowing. That's bookmark that.
Yep, I got it saved.
Right on. Well, great. That might have helped me out because I was needling. Never mind. I'll just let it go. Thanks. Did you guys have a good Valentine's Day with your wives?
Certainly, we did.
Fantastic.
Yeah, we were busy, so we didn't get to do a whole lot. We'll go out another night. We have planned, but last night was busy.
That sounds very familiar.
Yeah.
As sometimes we are busy. Okay, so are you ready for the material then?
Sure.
Okay.
Let's do it.
So we come out with part 2. Let me pull this up. It says part 2, a study by the National Association of Realtors reported in 2004 that second home sales accounted for more than a third of residential real estate transactions. According to the report, the average age of a person buying a second home as an investment rental property was 47 years. A real estate agent wants to estimate the average age of those buying investment properties in his area. He randomly selected 15 of his clients to purchase an investment property. Their ages are, and then question 7 is, what are the requirements for creating a 95% confidence interval?
So I got that a simple random sample was drawn from the population.
Correct.
And it has to be normally distributed.
So that part pretty much stays the same, correct?
Mm-hmm. I think so, yep.
So then it says for number 8, it's given us as well. In problem, it says, with the data above, calculate the margin of error and create a 95% confidence interval to estimate the mean age of all clients who buy an investment property. Input the number, you can put the number 7 of part 1 into the confidence interval formula. Show your work below. The t-score for a 95% confidence interval from the t-distribution with 14 degrees of freedom is 2.1448. Round your upper and lower bound to 1 decimal place, but the not do. Thus rounding until you have done all your computations.
So I struggled with this one ever.
I did too.
And it took me until just probably 10 minutes ago because I got home and sat down and tried to review it real quick. And I could not figure out why the 1.96 was not working. My numbers were just off. And I couldn't figure out what to do with that T-score until going back through the reading. And you don't use the 1.96. You use whatever the
We did
T-score.
not.
And that I
Yes.
overlooked that as I was going through it today.
Yes, instead of that, what we are using is the 14 degrees of freedom, which is the 2.1448.
And there's really not any place to calculate that. It either gets calculated in your spreadsheet or you have to have a book, correct?
Yes, actually, it is teaching us a way to do so. Well, what I did was to enter the 15 clients' information to the spreadsheet,
Right.
and that calculate for me the mean
Right.
and the sample standard deviation.
Right.
And I got for the mean 46.73, and for the standard deviation 8.3.
I ended up with 8.827.
That's what I got also,
Yes.
the 8.827.
Yes. And then I just rounded to 8.83 because I was working as well with the videos, with the tutorial videos.
Okay.
And that I was using only 2 decimal places.
Okay.
And then I just used the formula for X, and that's minus or plus the T, which is T, it's represented as 2.1448. And then I multiplied that by the sample standard deviation, which is
Right.
8.83 divided by the square root of 15.
Right.
And then I came up with a margin 41.88 and then 51.6.
Yep.
Okay.
I was having issues with getting to the 2.1448. I knew it was
That's
given,
the
but
difference in between.
Right.
Because the reading was mentioning that for this one, we are not using the Z-score, but
Right.
the letter T, I don't remember what that stands for. It is the T distribution of means. The T
Right.
distribution. Yes.
But if you take the formula that they gave you to calculate what T is, and you take your sample mean minus the population mean and divide that by your sample standard deviation by the square root of n, I did not come up with anywhere near 2.1448.
Correct. That is why they were
where they got
providing that
number 2.
information.
Yeah. So I kept
Yeah,
trying
that
to use the number that I calculated using the formula, and it just was not working. So when I plugged in what was given, I was able to find this answer.
Yes.
I had the same struggle.
Okay.
Mhm.
Well, use the information that's given is the lesson learned there, correct?
Mhm.
All right.
Unless they will ask specifically for the T distribution, we will use that formula.
All right.
Okay, moving on to number 9. It says now create a 99% confidence interval to estimate the mean age of all the clients who built an investment property.
So going through that using the T distribution that they gave you, using the exact same formula, I ended up with 39.948 and 53.517 something.
That's what I got.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Exactly the same. Okay. Now for number 10, it says now using your class software, compute the same things, the 95% confidence and the 99 confidence interval.
So with that, I got the same things as the last 2 questions.
Mm-hmm. Correct. And just we need to type in on the cell, which is called the confidence level.
Mm-hmm.
And then change it to the type of test, which is greater than.
Right.
You need to make sure you have on there the right information, and then it will give you at the bottom section the confidence interval and all the rest of the information.
Right.
Yes, this one was new for me. Okay, and number 11. It says, how does the margin of error of the 95% confidence interval compare to the 99% interval?
So,
With
yeah,
this
when I
one,
got,
go ahead.
oh, I was just saying, as sorry, as the percentage rises, the distribution gets farther away, it gets larger.
Right.
I came up as well that the margin of error will be smaller if you use a less percentage of the confidence percentage, as if you use a higher percentage of confidence, the margin of error as well will increase.
Yeah, I didn't know exactly how to word this one, but the spread is less, 95%. So
Correct. Both are the different terms, but it's the same definition.
right.
Okay. With number 12 was given us as well information to work through different 7 bullet points, and it says, rather than estimating the age of his clients that by investment properties, the realtor agent would like to test the claim that the age of his clients is different than the national average of age 47. Use the 0.05 as your level of significance. Follow the following sequence of steps. Fill in your answers of each step and show all your work. With number A is the null and alternative hypothesis.
I put for the null hypothesis, the mean is equal to 47, and for the alternative, it is not equal to 47.
Yes.
That's what I got.
Yes, for B says compute the test statistic. First computed using the formula and showing your work below. Then check the test statistics by inputting the data into the software.
Right.
With this one, I use the T formula, having the sample mean minus the population mean divided by the sample standard deviation, divided by the square root of 15. And I came up with 0.118, but I was just using 2 decimal places.
Right. I came up with 0.117, but
yeah.
Yeah, just for the rounding.
Yep. Okay.
Then it was the same to do so with the software, and it was just changing the population, the percentage, and the type of test. Then it says state the degrees of freedom,
which is just 14.
Yes, and the formula says it's the sample size minus 1.
Right. So the 15 minus 1.
Correct. And it says sketch the t-distribution and shade the area which represents the p-value. But that's when I was using the regular applet.
Right.
And I just type in the Z as the Z-score.
How'd that work out?
Yeah, so 1.118, and that came out with a p-value of 0.9061.
Well, I found that whenever you put it in that student's probability applet, it shows up the way it's supposed to be.
Right. Yeah, it's just a little bit off with the
in the middle. So then with this one for letter F, we fail to reject the null hypothesis because the p-value is greater than 0.05.
Right.
And then just for the letter G, it's asking us to present the conclusion in an English sentence.
I just said that we lacked sufficient evidence to conclude that the mean average was different than the national average.
Yes.
Yep, that's basically what I got.
Then that's the material for this week. Any questions in regards to the material?
Nothing that we haven't talked about already.
Yeah.
Yes, if you have a chance to watch the tutorial videos, those are very helpful.
I did not. I spent about 3.5 to 4 hours on the phone with an attorney today discussing a wrongful termination and moving agreements.
Wow.
So my day was very, and then researching more information. So
That's a lot of time.
You were a little preoccupied.
yeah. I at least got through the material. I just didn't have a chance to watch the videos.
Yeah.
Yes, for this week it was like for 10 minutes. I just was watching just segments for the one that I was not sure about.
Uh-huh.
But yes, it was okay. Okay, so then are you ready for the quiz?
I think I am. And I have the app
do it.
open. So
Accessibility as well. It's given us a T distribution applet link. Okay, so then it says, when calculating anything, please remember to round to 3 decimal places unless otherwise specified. Do not round until your calculation is complete.
Okay.
Just number 3, in previous lessons, we had assumed the population of standard deviation sigma was known. In this lesson, we are making a different assumption about sigma. What has changed?
We assume that sigma is unknown.
That's correct. Okay, who wants to read next one?
For the next 2 questions, let the null and alternative hypothesis be mu equals 8 and u is greater than 8. Assume that the population standard deviation sigma is not known. Becca collects a sample of size n equals 9 and computes x equals 11 and s equals 6. So is sigma known?
No.
No.
No. It says 5 is asking what is the value of 1. I'm sorry, what is the value of t? Of t.
So in this case, this is where t equals x bar minus u divided by s divided by the square root of n, correct?
Yes.
Right, yeah.
So that is 11 minus
Divided by
8.
root of 9. It will be 3 divided by 3, 2. 3 halves. Come out with 1.5.
$1.5 is what I have as well.
Yes. Is that what you got, Carrie?
Sorry, I'm still getting that.
Okay.
You said 1.5?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Okay, so who wants to read next information section?
Use the following values, which were pulled from the data file body temp for the next 5 questions. You can paste them into your software use the null hypothesis of H naught equal U equals 98.6. The alternative that U is less than 98.6.
Okay, so then let's put that on the document then. So it's 99.6, 7.8.
How do you copy this one? It doesn't want to.
I am just doing it manually because from tests it's not letting you to copy.
Right. Okay.
7, 98.4, 98.9, 97.1, 99.2, 7.4, 7.1. 96.9, 8.8, 9.9, 96.8, 97, 6.
Which Excel are you putting these in? Just
And the one that we were able to create the histogram.
okay, the histogram. So the regular one that we've been using, correct?
Yes.
All right. So let's see here. All right.
A lot of work. I hope I got them all.
Okay. Just let us know when you're ready, Sean.
All right. Sorry about this, but it's taking a little longer than I thought it was going to.
No worries.
All right. So
Okay. Question 6 will ask us for the sample mean. And we need to round it to 3 decimal places. I came up with 98.232.
232.
I just came up with 98.2.
Yeah, I got 98.22.
I got 231. Let me check if I copied the numbers correctly.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to double check too.
It's 8, 9.6, 97.8. 97.6. 8.7. 4. 8.9. 97.1. 9.2. 7.4. 1. 96.9. 8. 9. 96.8. 97. 7. 6. 8.7. 8.2. Yep, you're right, 98.22. I missed one number. So then if we run it to 3 decimal places, it will be 98.220.
Right.
220.
Okay.
There we go. Then it says, what is the standard deviation? Got 0.922. So what you got?
0.922. Is that what S stands for? Is that the standard deviation?
I guess so, because this is just the two that we are using. We're not using all the rest of the information, just mean and standard deviation.
8.220 was our answer for 6 for the mean, or right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yes, 98.220.
Standard deviation is 0.922.
Yes. Then it's asking what is the t-score?
The t-score is negative 1.843. I just plugged that into the other app Excel spreadsheet.
Yeah, so I just got to change a couple numbers on that.
Let me print that one.
We're looking for
Standard
less than.
deviation. Standard deviation is
What you got? Negative 1.843.
Negative 1.843.
Okay, perfect. That's what I got.
how much did you get?
Negative 1.
Negative 1.843.
Negative 1.8. Sorry, couldn't hear you.
Yeah, 1.843.
4.3. Yeah, so it's just entering the numbers in here. Thank you. So it's asking for the p-value. Let's enter this, negative 1.843. I'm getting for the p-value for 3 decimal places, 0.065.
0.081.
Sorry.
The T, let me use the other applet. It's 1.843. So what applet are you using, Sean? The new one or the old one?
Oh, wait a minute here. I was just going off of I was going off of the Excel spreadsheet.
Oh.
Yes. I need to put it in the applet is what you're telling me.
So what did you get for the p-value again?
So I had a p-value according to the quantitative interference procedure Excel spreadsheet of 0.081. But I have not put the t-score into the applet. Let me try that.
So when I put it in the spreadsheet, I got a 0.040.
So, and how many degrees of probability do we have in this one?
That is why I was not following the spreadsheet, because we don't have all the details which is given us on there.
Right.
I just use the applet, type it in there as the z-score, the 1.843. And I am getting 0.065 because we don't have a specific. Go ahead.
Well, the degrees of freedom, that's what we take we have 20 sample size minus 1, so it's a 19 degrees of freedom.
So if you put 19 in there.
Okay.
0.081.
That's what I got.
Degrees of freedom. Sample size is 20. And what are you placing on the confidence level?
So that'd be a 0.95, right? Is that what we're? Because it's the significance is 0.05.
Right.
That would mean the confidence level's at 0.95. Then the null hypothesis was 98.6. And then the type of test is a less than, right?
Yes, less than. Then we got the mean, standard deviation, 0.922 mean. Then if I place this.
So that will change the thing, right?
It's given me the p-value of 0.040.
Right.
That's what it says on my spreadsheet, but then the applet gives that different number, so I'm not sure.
But if you only shade the less than.
Oh, maybe that's my problem.
Which is what I just did.
Yes, it's given you.
Okay. Yeah, that's what it was. I had both of them shaded.
1.843.
So probability applet says it's 0.0405, which rounded would be 0.041, correct?
Yes, now if we're rounded, but it's asking us for 3 decimal places, will be 0.040.
I guess it depends on where you're rounding from.
Yeah.
Because the applet's 0.405, so you'd round it to 0.41. But on the spreadsheet, it's 0.404. 818.
Regardless, either way, 0.04 is less than 0. Whether it's 41 or 48. We would reject it. Right?
Right. So are we putting 0.041 or 0.040?
I'm going with 0.040.
Okay.
I'm not sure how it goes.
Okay.
Then it says, what is the correct decision based on this evidence? If we got this one is less, so we reject the null hypotheses.
Right.
For instance, next one, you use the following values which were pulled from the data file Baby Boom. For the next 6 questions, these values are the wait time in minutes between births at a hospital. Copy and paste them into SPSS. Hospital claims that the average time between births is 40 minutes and plans its resource allocation based on this claim. You want to test their claim. You select the null is equal 40. Then the alternative, it's not equal to 40. Level of significance 0.01. Then we have the information. Let's type in the information. 14, 7, 2, 8, 3, 15, 9, 7. So this asking us number 11, the p-value.
Okay. So,
Everything in.
and this is one that we're looking for 40, correct?
Right. So the confidence level should be a 0.99, right? So the level of significance is a 0.01.
Yes. Standard deviation is 36.
Carrie, on the last calculations, did you have your confidence level set at 9.5?
I did.
Yes.
The 0.95.
Mhm, correct.
I don't think I did, but it still didn't seem to affect my numbers that much.
Oh, really?
Interesting. Wonder if I should go back and recalculate it. Okay. All right. 40 not equal to confidence level of 9.9. I gotta wait for my lights to reset in here. Somebody turned the lights off in the laundry room, which is yeah. Anyway. Okay. P-value. I had 0.995.
Yes.
That's what I got.
That's what I'm getting.
Okay.
This is 0.995. And it's asking, what decision do you make? Reject the null, fail to reject the null. It doesn't, because this is greater. We fail to reject. Next one says, you decide to try another alternative hypothesis. This time you use the alternative minus the 40, lower than 40, and you keep the same level of significance. Did the p-value increase or decrease?
You put in less than, it decrease, or
yes, it decreases.
Now I have
Still in base
0.502.
Yes, 0.502, but still we fail to reject.
Right.
All right. So it decreases.
Yes.
To reject because it's still greater than
0.01. And it says, now constructing 95% confidence interval for the true mean wait time between births at a hospital. What is the lower limit of this confidence interval?
Change confidence level to 0.95. My lower limit is 23.499.
That's what I got.
0.499, yes. But it says rounded to 1 decimal place will be 23.5.
3.5. Good eyes.
What is the upper limit? 1 decimal place, 56.6.
6.6. That's what I got.
All right.
Let's go ahead and submit it and check.
Looks good.
Yes, I got them all.
Very good.
Right on.
It looks good. Yes, thank you for your help as well.
Yes, thank you guys.
Way to go, team.
Certainly.
Right on.
Okay, so then I'll pause the link a couple of minutes while it loads.
Okay. Well, thanks again.
Yep.
Welcome.
See you guys on Tuesday.
All righty. Have
Tuesday.
a good weekend.
You too as well.
You too.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.